Welcome to the tutorial for German numbers. This covers version 2.94. It'll be presented on the iPhone with a Retina display, but it's equally applicable to the iPad version as well. This is the full version. The free version is, of course, limited, and I'll cover the limitations as we go through. So let's start with Listen, the first of two games.
5.
In this case, we hear a number and we type in what we think it is.
6.
And two things happen there. One is you saw the green bar flash that indicates that it was correct, and we have a scoreboard now, which tells us the number of questions, the number we got correct, and the number we got correct in a row. Now we need to repeat that number that we just heard, the second number. So we're going to press the repeat button here.
6. 6.
Okay, and we'll pretend we know that one.
1.
As for this one, let's pretend we don't know it, and we'll pick the wrong number. Okay, watch what happens up top.
1.
Flashes red to indicate that it's wrong. And down here, it's a number of questions of 3, but only 2 correct, and we reset the counter back to 0. So
1.
we'll try again,
1.
and let's continue on. Now we don't know this number, so we want to skip it. We press the skip button here. Now before I do, I want you to watch down here. Okay.
4.
Now it told you what number it skipped, the number 1. So perhaps you'll have a better chance next time. And
9.
that's pretty much it for Listen. We're going to Speak now. Speak isn't a game, it's more for reference. And you can type any number between 0 and 1 million to hear it spoken and see the word.
8. 5. 96.
You can press this to hear it again.
96. 888.
And if you go too large, it'll tell you. Now, this is where we come across the limitation of the free version. It only goes from 0 to 42. If you exceed that, then it won't. It'll ask you to upgrade. And we'll go to Read now. In this case, we're presented the word, and we respond with the digits. And in a similar way, if we get it wrong, we can always skip it. Okay, and it tells us that we skipped what number we actually skipped. And that's it. So we'll go to settings now. There's quite a few settings, but we'll cover it bit by bit. First of all, there's a lesson. Now, by default, the lesson is custom. It's as much as you want to set. But you can narrow in on various ranges, various sets. For instance, we can pick a range like perhaps we have a test coming up from 81 to 100. If we go to either Listen or Read, the two games, we will be limited to this range.
87.
This range here.
86. 81. 89. 83.
And so forth. Everything is the same, it's just you've limited yourself to that set so you can better focus. And we have some more interesting sets like number of hours and minutes and even the century and things like that. Now I should say that it also is applicable for Read as well as Listen. And so forth. So we're going to switch this back to the custom range, and of course you can type whatever number you want in there, and it'll be limited. The dialect, there's only one dialect. The mode, we've been using guided, which probably the image I usually use is of a balloon that's gently rising. Now, the numbers will rise as you become more comfortable, make less mistakes. You'll you'll get higher and higher numbers. Again, always within the set of numbers that you choose as your lesson. Random is more of a challenge. We can see it here. If we pick, say we pick the 21st century. If it was guided, it would start, at the bottom, so to speak. But if you do random, it doesn't look at your past performance. It's completely random. So if we go to read, for instance, it goes quite high right away. We've never had that number before. And listen
2097.
is exactly the same thing. It picks it within that range. Okay. So we'll slide back to guided, and now, as I said before, the guided mode, it remembers your past performance as part of your history, but you can clear the history. I'll give you a stern warning here, but as it's a tutorial, we'll just say yes. And if you go back, we have we're actually back on go to a simpler range here. So we're actually back to square one. We start again, and same with listen.
3.
Of course, the
6.
scoreboard for read and listen are independent,
9.
as you can see here. And finally, you can, if you find the scoreboard distracting, as some of you might, you can just eliminate it
5.
altogether.
8.
And that concludes settings. I should say that the other limitations of the free version, it's really just a reflection of the limited number. As it goes up to 42, most of these won't even be applicable. I think it's the top 3 that are the lessons that are shown. The rest are not, are hidden because you cannot access above 42. And finally, we'll go to the info page. Here you can rewatch this tutorial as much as you want. You can go to the support site. You can review this app within iTunes. Of course, I prefer a positive review, but frankly, I've gotten some good ideas from negative reviews, well, constructive negative reviews, and that's how the app sometimes evolves. I can offer another German app. It's actually German alphabet, but it's offered in both paid and free, i.e. a limited version. And that concludes the tutorial for German numbers. I hope you enjoy the app, find it useful, and I especially hope to hear from you. Thank you very much.